The Miami Heat enter the second half of the season 29-27 after the All-Star break. Right now, the Miami Heat sit at the 8th seed at 29-27. We are 2.5 games ahead of the Hornets, who have been super hot recently. They've won 9 out of the last 10. We're only a half game behind the Orlando Magic. Unfortunately, the Orlando Magic are going to have the tiebreaker against us because we have not beaten the Orlando Magic. So, I mean, what can you really do about that? The good news for the Miami Heat is that the play-in tournament doesn't have to happen. The 76ers are only two games ahead of us. And the Raptors are only 2.5 games ahead of us. Now, I don't want to talk about Cleveland because Cleveland's about 5.5 games, and they recently acquired James Harden. They look really good. And I'm not even going to discuss the top of the conference because, I mean, we don't deserve it quite yet. We don't deserve it at all, actually. The Miami Heat have the third lightest schedule. They have the third lightest schedule in the Eastern Conference and the sixth lightest schedule overall. Say what you want about the Miami Heat and the direction that they chose and their decision to just not buy in and go all in and trade some of the assets that we have in Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins and etc. Say what you want. They've chosen their direction. For this season, they chose their direction. They're going to try to win now. And they have the sixth lightest schedule in the league, the third lightest schedule in the East. There is really no reason for us, given what you said, what the Heat have said, and they've said this a lot, that they're trying to win now. You're trying to win now. That's completely fine by me. I am not against winning. I'm not opposed to winning. The problem is, it has been a very long time since we've won consecutive games. It's been a very long time. As a matter of fact, this month of February, we haven't won consecutive games. The entire month of January, we won consecutive games, I believe, once. Yep, and that was against the Jazz and the Suns, who were without Devin Booker. Only winning consecutive games once since the beginning of the new year is not ideal. It's not ideal once whatsoever. But luckily for us, we have a light schedule. Not that has stopped us before because we've lost to the Utah Jazz, who are actively tanking. Tyler Hero is set to return. That's encouraging. That's very encouraging. What's not encouraging is that he's missed 15 straight games with this rib injury. And let's be blunt here. He's been disappointing. He's been very disappointing, and it's been an unlucky year for him. He's in a year where he's fighting for a contract. He started the year off getting ankle surgery, and then it turned into turf toe, I believe, and then now it's a rib injury. He had 3 broken ribs that he suffered in a loss against Indiana, who also sucks, by the way. And now we're here. Now I'm just hoping that he strings games together, like he plays the rest of the season. Because he has to. He has to play the rest of the season to give anybody any kind of hope that he deserves it. First of all, he's not getting extended this offseason. He didn't deserve it. He hasn't been healthy. And you can't be inconsistent and say, oh, Jimmy has to be healthy, and then Tyler Hero's not. He has not been healthy. And he carries a heavy offensive load whenever he does play. So I just hope he strings games together. And and more importantly, that he meshes well with Norman Powell, because you have to assume that Norman Powell and Tyler Hero are going to start next to each other. And even though some people are against it, given the defensive lapses that are going to happen with that lineup on the court, unfortunately, I find it hard to bench a player of Tyler Hero's caliber, who was an all-star last year. So. And is still getting paid handsomely. I believe he's making $30 million this year. So you got to make his money's worth. He's got to make his money's worth. Miami right now sits at 17th in offensive rating and 4th in defensive rating. So the defense, supposedly, statistically, has been as advertised. It's been good. And I expect nothing less from an Erik Spoelstra defense. The problem becomes the offense. Now, some players that I want to highlight. Tyler Hero, I'm going to go back to him. When he comes back, Is this offense going to resurge again? Was the first 2 months of the season, was that just a fluke? Was that just something that it was a fugazi? A farce? Well, so far, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, it has been, because this team, unfortunately, has gone back to being mediocre offensively. And there we are, we're mediocre. Now, granted, we're better than last year, where we were one of the worst offensive teams in the league. We're way better, but middle of the pack still isn't good enough if you're trying to compete in the East like the Heat are trying to do. So can Hero, I have a couple questions. Can Hero get back to form, essentially? Can he play well? Can he average 23 a game like he did last year? Can he facilitate the offense in a high level? And will Spo cater to Hero when he comes back, right? Like, are we going to see more pick and roll? Are we going to see Hero controlling the offense more with his usage rate? Are we going to see that? Because the way the offense is, it's a lot of movement. But also a lot of isolation. So will Tyler Hero's game be affected by that? I guess we'll find out. Can Bam, another question, can Bam shoot more efficiently? When I tell you that this has easily been Bam's worst offensive season of his career, this is his worst offensive season since, I'm fairly certain, since his rookie year. He's averaging 18 points per game, which is in a career low. What is a career low is 44% from the field. I cannot fathom. I cannot fathom being that bad as a big man from the field. 44%. That is pitiful. It's just pitiful. For a big man, that is pitiful. And in his last 15 games, he shot 42%, which is even worse. Now, granted, he's averaged 21 points per game in those 15 games, but, I mean, that low efficiency, I mean, it's not good. It's not good. It means you're taking a lot of shots and they're not going in. And then, finally, can Norm stay healthy? Can Norm stay healthy, and can he stay in his all-star form? He's averaging 23 points per game this year, 48% from the field and 39% from three. A revelation. And in a year where Tyler Hero was out, he filled the scoring void well. The passing void, the playmaking void, the ability to navigate through pick and roll, that void. He hasn't been able to really do much there. The young guys, they need to play in this last stretch. If we're going to win, I want it to be because of the young guys. That's Kasper Jakushonis, that's Jaime Jaquez Jr., and yes, that means Nikola Jovic. And he's struggled this year, and a lot of Heat fans are very upset with him, but he is also still very young. We have to give him time. We need to. We have no choice. We have no choice because we already extended him. So we have to hope for the best. So more cast minutes, more wear minutes. I don't need to worry about Jaquez Jr. because he gets plenty of minutes. He has the trust of Spo. I don't know if I want to pound the table for Jovic's minutes because he's just been so dreadful this year. But I want to see him get better in this second half of the season. Maybe this is a reset in the All-Star break can really turn things around. Less Drew Smith minutes. Less Simone Fontecchio minutes. We don't need those guys playing that many minutes. We don't need Drew Smith playing that many minutes. We don't. Kasper is better. It's pretty clear he's better. And Cass's upside is so much better. I'll get to him in a second. But yeah, Simone Fontecchio had a hot start to the year. Since then, he's just been cold. He's shooting 39% from the field and 35% from three on 5 3-point shots a game. Oh my, he's 17 minutes, 5 3-point shots a game. That is crazy to me. But we have to build the future of this team because the future of this team is really all we got right now, okay? I mean, look, let's be honest. Right now, Bam Adebayo is in his prime right now, and he's having a career low season. Tyler Hero's constantly been hurt, and Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins are likely going to be free agents this offseason. We have to build the young guys. If we don't build the young guys, then I don't know what we're doing also this year. So if we're going to win, if we're going to make the playoffs, I want to be off the backs of the youth movement, and off the backs of some great play from our best players. So Bam and Tyler. And see what that brings, okay? I don't know if it's going to bring a first-round exit or anything like that, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here, guys. We have no point in tanking anymore. These teams right now are tanking, okay? We're not going to catch them. So It's a great draft class. We're not going to reap the benefits of it. Fine. Let's try to win some games. Let's try to get out of the play-in. Let's get out of the play-in. We're 2 games behind. We can do it. The Where Bam front court. I forget their record together, but I know it's a good one. And I want it to remain. The problem becomes that we don't have a backup center. And I think that is if we want to win games, I think that's something that we should prioritize this offseason, given that Norman Powell is going to be gone. The Where Bam front court. We need to figure out if this is the future. Okay? We need to figure it out. We need to. Because if it's not the future, then we might as well blow it up. If Where isn't the future, and if Where and Bam isn't the front court for the future, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we hoping for? If we're going to target Giannis, Ware's trade value's got to be a lot higher. Kaspar's trade value's got to be a lot higher. If the goal is to get Giannis and get rid of all these young players, fine. But you have to play him. You have to play him. It's that simple. Kasparis needs to take Drew Smith's minutes completely. He needs to take them completely. He cannot be averaging more minutes than Drew Smith moving forward. Drew Smith this year has averaged 17 minutes per game. Kasper Shakushonis has averaged 17 minutes. I need this kid to average 20 minutes moving forward because there is upside. There's upside with his passing. There's upside with his shooting. And he's even a plus defender, okay? So, in my opinion, it is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer right now to start him. Not start him, but to play him more. He's shooting 45% from the three-point line, okay? He's a flamethrower. There's too much upside with Kaspar's overall for us to play Drew Smith. It's that simple. That's simple. Pelle Larsson, he needs to play. He needs to play. And I think he needs to start. And if that means benching Davion Mitchell, you do it. If that means benching Tyler Hero, you do it. Pelle Larsson is too good of a player. He's too good of a player to keep on the bench. He just is. He just is. He's a great defender, a solid three-point shooter. He is a Swiss Army knife. And I feel like keeping him away from the starting lineup, it's not in our best interest of winning. If Spo wants to give us the best chance to win, Pelle Larsson starts. So he rounds out the starting 5, in my opinion, better than a Tyler Hero can and better than a Davion Mitchell can. Now, shout out to Davion Mitchell. That guy, Davion Mitchell, has lived up to every fiber of that contract that we gave him this year. He's averaging 9 points and 7 assists. 7 assists leads the team, right? And on top of that, he's shooting 46% from the field and 40% from 3. He's been a great for us, right? So if you don't want to bench him, I'm okay with that. If you are going to bench him, Pelle Larsson needs to be there. But I don't know, man. Davion Mitchell, he's been really good for us. He's been really good for us. Pelle Larsson's been good for us. They've both been really good for us. Stick with what's been winning. If we're going to win, like I said, it's going to need to be with the young guys. We gain nothing playing vets. Like we gain nothing playing Drew Smith. We gain nothing playing Simone Fontecchio. Play the young guys, okay? Play those guys. So we can figure out what we have. We can figure out if it was a mistake to extend Jovic. We can figure out if it was a mistake to draft Kel'el Ware. We can figure out if Kaspar's is the point guard for our future or not, okay? We have to figure these things out, right? I get extending guys like Myron Gardner, who, by the way, we did extend, I believe, yesterday. Congrats to him on that. I get extending guys like that. I get that. But my thing is that, like, we eventually need to find out if these guys are stars. These young guys are stars. We got to figure that out. Because it can't be us getting undrafted players, and surrounding them with players that are not stars. Bam Adebayo, as good as he's been for us his entire career, he's at the best a third option or low-tier second option. The same thing can be said about Tyler Hero. So you want to get these undrafted guys? Sure, fine. I'm cool with that, but we have no stars, right? We have to figure out if those stars are on this team right now in the future. If Ware is, if Kaspar's is. Okay, we got to figure that out. We need to. And Heat fans will feel much better. We'll feel so much better. Us winning with young guys than us winning with the old guys, right? Like if we win this year with some of the old guys, we're going to celebrate. But it's not something for the future. What does that do for us? It does absolutely nothing, right? The Heat fans will be ecstatic if we're playing these young players and we're winning. Ecstatic. So let's focus on that, man. Let's focus on winning. Let's do that. If you want to focus on winning, fine. It's got to be with the young players, though. It should be with the young players.